This weekend is starting off at a musical note, which is why we had to have Megan Ember, the cast of Chicago, and the director and choreographer of Evolve Theatrics, Andrew, on Studio 10. Welcome, guys. How are you?
Thank you. Good.
Thanks for having us.
Before we get into any questions, can we just see some jazz hands for all that jazz?
Oh, yeah.
Hey!
Look at that choreographer.
Yeah. Let's go.
I love it.
Well, as we know, Chicago is a jam-packed musical. We get a little dance. We get a little murder in a good way, crime, and all in a good way, all in good fun on stage. Not saying that's good in real life. But for those that are unfamiliar with this fun story, talk a little bit about what this musical is all about.
Sure. So the show is about murder, crime. It's set in the 1920s jazz age, sort of ambiguously, but it's about women that off their husbands and end up in prison and love that they did it, and it's about the interactions that they have and the relationships they make.
I love it. And you guys are just one of only 12 theaters across the country that's able to produce this show locally. But why did you guys think that this was going to resonate with, people across mid-Michigan?
I think that it's a timeless show. The way that it shows humanity and society and the obsession with celebrity and fame and making the headlines. It's as we see, it's still present today. So it's timely. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that fun? We were just talking about that because we were talking about the whole point of the musical and how it still relates, because we see that all the time in headlines, and we'll get to that a little bit later. But Ember, Roxy, was a dream role for you. Roxy, tell me a little bit about how excited you are.
I'm super excited. It's definitely one of those dream roles that you always kind of wish to play, and like it is about characters who really want those headlines, and that's her arc. She starts off as kind of a regular chorus girl living in the background, and then all of a sudden she's catapulted to fame because she kind of offs her lover. So seeing that journey for her and being able to portray that on stage is going to be really, really fun.
Yes, and Megan went from one show to the next in auditions.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're a big fan of theater and really all about that jazz.
That's correct. That would be correct. Yeah, I did Rocky Horror before this show and went right into this one because I couldn't pass it up. It's Chicago. It's one of my dream roles.
Lovely. Now, I know you guys are not real murderers in real life, but is there anything about this show or about your roles that you guys really resonate with?
Gosh, I mean, my character is not very nice, so I wouldn't say yes per se, because I'd like to think I am kind of nice at least.
In the green room?
Yeah. No, she's pretty sassy and gets even worse when she meets Roxy, and Roxy takes her fame from her.
She does. I mean, she had a dream. Roxy did. She had a goal, and I think that's what people can relate to with that character in particular.
Oh, absolutely.
Even though her methods aren't exactly the best, I think she definitely had her sights on fame, and she got what she wanted.
She got it, yeah.
All right. Well, we've been talking, we did some of the jazz hands, but we know there's a lot of choreography, especially with He Had It Coming, a little bit of cell block tango. So, Andrew, what's it been like to put them all to the test with this choreography?
Yeah, it's been wonderful. These two, plus we have a wonderful ensemble of folks that are carrying a lot of the big dance numbers. I've sort of used a blend of Fosse movements, jazz dance, and traditional musical theater, and I think audiences will really be wowed by what we're doing in the space with that.
Yeah, and speaking of that, something else to be wowed by is that you guys are putting this all on in a church really quickly.
Yeah.
Tell us, how did you adapt that, this whole production in that space?
Yeah, it's sort of a bizarre thing to go see a theater production in a church, but we're getting really innovative with the aisles and the seating and the small stage that we do have, but I think audiences will be really excited to see that.
Oh,
definitely.
I know we are. Yeah, exactly. Well, the good thing is that we cannot wait to see the play on stage, the play and musical to see on stage, but don't go anywhere because the cast of Chicago isn't. After the break, we're going to be making headlines with the cast. We're going to show you what we all mean next. Stay with us. Best Hands Up.